This video tutorial gives an idea on how the gradebook works in Isidore learning management system. So gradebook is one of the basic default tools which are already included in Isidore. Therefore, you don't need to do any settings. Just click on gradebook here, and if you have students, they will show up here. And here I added some 3 fake students, so these are not real students ended up, so they show up here in the list. So therefore, we go to settings, because there's nothing here, therefore there's no grades, therefore there's no information. Go on settings. When you click in settings, you have several categories you can do here. For example, click on grade entry. Okay, there's how we graders enter grades into this gradebook on a points. Okay, it's available here. And then grade release rules. Then you select how you want the grade to be released. The selected one, display released gradebook items to students, whereby students can see grades items when the instructor creates the grades or edits the grades. Students can see them directly, which I think that's why it is important. And the other one is display final course grades to the students, which I think is less important, because they have to wait until the end. They don't know what the grades were before until they get the final grades. So the first one I highlighted, I think it makes more sense to students. Then statistics here, and there are 2 options: display assignment statistics to students, and display course grade statistics to students. I think both are important for students to know how they're performing in terms of statistics. And then there's categories and weighting. Then you can select one of the 3 options here. For example, no categories, and weights. Okay, and therefore here you can add your items. Okay, for example, I can say, okay, tests, probably they make or like to category and weights. Okay, so tests, they make up maybe 40% the grade for the students. Okay, add another category. Okay, maybe homework, assignment. Okay. Homework make maybe about 20%. Okay, then add another category, maybe project. Okay, so it's there 40 points to make here. Okay, we can say 30%, and then add another category, which is class participation. Which be 10%, and the total should add up 100%. And then you have categories added there, and then you can open the grading schema, which is very important here. Gives you how you grades students. For example, this is undergrad students, and you can see categories available to undergrad students are A minus, B plus, B minus, C plus, C minus, D and F. And these are the minimum grade for each category, for each grade group. And the 3 to 100 is A, 90 to 99.99 is A minus, 87 to 89.99 is B plus. So these are categories for undergrad students, and therefore the grades show up here for each student. Now you have different categories for different groups of students. For example, grad students, law students. Also, you can have a category for pass, no pass, or pass fail category also can be given there. For example, for grad students, you can see categories change. Okay, there's no some of the categories which you saw there, and therefore the rating are different, therefore the student should be given differently depending which level of the school they're in, the school level. Okay, that's how the gradebook works. Then say we have changes.